Support your boy and donate $1 to the Patreon. No way, it's Brandon. Power to the gamer. Rated E for everyone. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You guys know who it is. It's your guy. No way, it's Brandon, coming at you guys again with another video for today. How you guys doing, man? You guys doing well? You guys doing great? You guys doing absolutely stupendously fantastic as always, guys. We're here with some Saints Row Boss Factory. So before we move on any further, just in case you guys are not familiar with your boy, welcome. My name is, just as I said, no way, it's Brandon, typically playing some Riders Republic and a little bit of Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga these days, but today I am going to dive right into Saints Row Boss Factory. Now, just in case you happen to be new to Saints Row, to the series at all, if you have no idea what the heck this is, essentially there is a new game coming out called Saints Row, and it is a reboot to the original series, the Saints Row games. And this is not the game itself. The developers of the Saints Row reboot had recently released a sort of like a side game, basically giving players the ability to customize their characters before the launch of the game. So this is all just a sneak peek, sort of like a customization demo, if you will. The devs did give you plenty to work with here. So once you finish creating your boss, you can save your boss and export it to PlayStation, to Xbox, to PC, of course, to whichever platform that you are going to play the game, which is super sick. So without further ado, I just want to dive right into it. So I'm probably going to tell you guys a little bit about the game as we are checking this out, but essentially the developers gave players free access. So this is not exclusive in any way. You can definitely just hop on your PC, your PlayStation, and Xbox. As far as I know, I am on Xbox Series X right now. You can pretty much just hop on and probably look up Saints Row Boss Factory, or maybe just Saints Row, in your stores, in your respective marketplaces for your platforms, and you can essentially just download this for free. And then what you do is you go to create boss. Oh, and then also, by the way, I would definitely look into going to the Saints Row website to make sure that you create a little profile, a little whatever it is that you need to appropriately export and share, import your boss to the platform. So just in case you guys were not aware of that, definitely give that a go. And I think you also get some exclusive content. So I think some masks, and I think some kind of weapon as well. So for sure, go and dive right into that. And to be honest, just in terms of looking at a lot of the features that we have going on here, I mean, everything looks pretty much as advertised to me. I mean, I have played the first Saints Row, I played Saints Row 2, I played Saints Row the 3rd, I also played Saints Row 4. I did not bother with Gat Out of Hell. I did not bother with any other Saints Row spinoff, just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have played all 4 of those games all the way through. And strictly talking about the customization from those 4 games to this game is pretty on par with, dare I say, a lot of some of the Souls games where you can really go crazy with the customization. So I'm not a Souls game player, but I have seen a lot of their customization options, and they just have crazy customization. And you guys can probably think of Saints Row as sort of a Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I think that is one of the main reasons, from what I understand, that is one of the main reasons why Saints Row really started to separate itself from what it was originally. So just to kind of fill you guys in, Saints Row was pretty much a serious hardcore, no funny business game in Saints Row 1. And then Saints Row 2, it got a little bit more comedic with it. And then Saints Row 3 was when it really took a left turn, right? It kind of got a bit too silly, a lot of gimmicks, still pretty cool, still within reason in some ways, but people love Saints Rows 1, especially number 2, just because of how serious and how much darker the game is. Just to give you guys an idea. So, getting back on track, I was pretty much digressing there. So Saints Row the Third kind of got a lot more wacky with the cosmetics, and then I think since then Volition really wanted to keep sort of that Saints Row 3 type of feel to the game, because that was where they started to really find their personality with it and to really differentiate themselves from Grand Theft Auto. So I think Volition really wanted to stick with their own kind of like wackiness with customization with the gameplay. I would imagine at some point, once we see that, we've seen it, but once we get our hands on it. And anyway, so I was also saying that, of course, just think of Saints Row as sort of a GTA, just much more silly, and that is the differentiation mainly. And this one is much more gang focused, and obviously in this one you create your own character. You are pretty much the main protagonist, because as far as I understand with Grand Theft Auto, this might be a sin for your boy, but I have not played any GTA game all the way through. I just wasn't that big of a fan of GTA, to be quite honest. I just love Saints Row. I don't know what it is about it. Actually, I know what it is about it, but I was always more of a Saints Row fan. And so, pretty much when you're going into Saints Row, think of it as a more wacky Grand Theft Auto, if you will, and you play as yourself or as anyone that you want to play as advertised for this game. So, in terms of this game, just as I was saying, everything is pretty much as advertised in the trailers. I mean, they were pretty much going really hard on customization for this game. So I think in this game for sure, they're really trying to sell you on kind of the creativity of the player and just how wacky and how crazy and how creative you can really get with a lot of these options. So they do have sort of these like preset faces and just preset body types. I mean, they have a lot of preset stuff, because if you really wanted to get into the weeds of it, I mean, you might be here for a couple of hours. If you really want to create something very specific, it might take you a little while. Just in terms of facial features, I mean, just body type, shape, I mean, hair colors. I say hair colors because it's not just hair color, because they just have different hairstyles, and different hairstyles have different layers of colors that you can add. It is just really, really crazy. Now, something that I'm sure a lot of people might be wondering is if this is going to be everything that is going to be in the game. Definitely not, because just as I've said, when it comes to Saints Row games, and then this might be very similar to Grand Theft Auto as well, within the world of Saints Row, there are going to be different clothing stores, different stores for you to customize your character. So with the nature of this game, you will be able to unlock more cosmetics. So everything that you see here in this game is not all that is going to be here. Just from the perspective of different types of clothes, I mean, they even have different materials for certain things as well. So there are even materials that we have yet to see in this game. So we pretty much just have the bare bones standard default stuff to work with within this whole Saints Row boss factory. So expect more to come with this game. I assure you, this is not going to be it. This is just the devs giving us a taste of what is to come with the Saints Row reboot. Now, from what I understand, when it comes to the Saints Row community right now, I haven't really been that involved with it. I hadn't seen too much, but from what I've seen, there has been quite a mixed bag, just of people's perspective on the Saints Row reboot. A lot of people are pretty meh about it, if you will. And I'm thinking it's mainly because people really wanted to have a more traditional Saints Row game. So I'm mainly speaking to more of the broader audience, maybe to some of you guys that have seen trailers for this game. You're probably thinking about picking it up, but you're unsure. Now, what I can tell you is that I'm very certain that the game is going to be great. Now, it probably won't be. It's not going to be Saints Row 1. It's not going to be Saints Row 2. It's going to be somewhere between Saints Row 2 and 3, more so 3 for sure. But I will say though, I'm not going to judge this game based off of its boss factory because this isn't actual hands-on gameplay. But I cannot deny the fact that this game is pretty cool just in terms of customization. I mean, as you guys can see, I've pretty much created myself almost down to every single detail. I mean, I wear all black. I even have a menpo on my face. I mean, just the fact that I was able to customize my character with a green menpo on my face already and just change the color palette to my kind of green, that was super cool. I mean, that personally, that sold me on it. But I pretty much wear pretty basic stuff, you know, just black t-shirts all the time, black pants, black Vans, so everything here is pretty standard. But just some of the you know, wacky items, such as this right here. I could put headphones on. I didn't put any headphones on because I didn't like the headphone option, but there probably will be more. I'm not entirely sure yet, but just the fact that you can pretty much recreate yourself if you kind of wear some simple apparel, you know, simple t-shirts, jeans, whatever it is, you know, fix up your body type however it is that you want to. This is really, really cool. And if you are somebody that likes customization, that likes to play as yourself, or just something wacky and not as a preset character, you know, if you're playing GTA, you have your main characters and you can kind of customize them a little bit, but you are the main character of the storyline. And you know, this isn't like playing Halo or mainly Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5. Every other Halo game that's not Halo Reach, you pretty much play as Master Chief, right? So in this game, you just play as either yourself or just some other crazy character that you come up with. So if you are somebody that really enjoys customization, I think you might want to give this game a shot. So for sure, I'm going to be playing this game mainly because I've played every single Saints Row game, so I'm going to be checking this game out either way, you know, whether if the hardcore fans say it's gonna be a sucky game, whatever it is, right? You know, I am going to play it regardless. And I mean, come on, look at this guy, looks just like me, right? I mean, how can I not give it a shot? So either way it goes, I will be giving it a shot. And something that I will kind of mention too, I hadn't really run into any weird bugs or anything too much, but I did notice that when I went to the full body section of the clothing, I went to the rompers. So I did notice a weird little bug with the rompers. Now, I think that's only when you have socks on, but if you don't have socks on, I do believe everything should be working as normal. So I'm not saying that is grounds for concerns with this game, right? But you know, games have bugs for whatever reason, so just be wary of when putting on certain combinations of clothing, accessories in this game. There might be some kind of issue with it. You guys for sure let me know if you have experienced any other issues with the customization, but with the nature of, you know, having layered clothing and just a whole bunch of different types of shapes and sizes of stuff, we will undoubtedly run into some clipping, such as, you know, glasses with my green menpo. I mean, it's just kind of part of video games, if you will, and that's something that doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, you can't really take everything into account, so I'm not really gonna beat Volition too hard over the head about that kind of stuff. So I hadn't experienced any weird bugs or anything that much, just those little tiny things, which I hope that can be pretty easy fixes. But just as I said, you can pretty much save your boss and you can have presets and stuff. So this is very, very cool to see, and just to see how much into detail you can get with your own boss. I think this game is being set up to be a pretty dang good one. And then also, by the way, for you Riders Republic viewers out there, yeah, you can customize your gloves in this game, right? I mean, is that too much for me to ask, Ubisoft? Just let me customize my gloves. Yes, you can do that in this game. That is pretty sick. Just pretty much down to the details. Shoes, socks. I mean, almost unnecessary details, but details nonetheless. I mean, guys, the Saints Row Boss Factory is pretty much as advertised. I mean, wow. There are just tons of features from body, skin, hair, head, face. Personality is pretty dang cool also. So even just the fact that you can pretty much customize everything to the color for every article of clothing, perfect. I mean, that is all I am asking, 343. I mean, you do not have to purchase colors or just coatings in this game. Perfect. This is what I like to see out of a game with full-fledged customization, no buying colorways, nothing like that. Just a lot of the stuff is free, either free or you can unlock it pretty much. So definitely a huge thumbs up from your boy when it comes to customization in Saints Row Boss Factory.